I never thought the moment that changed my life forever would begin with laughter. Not heroic shouting. Not a dramatic speech. Not even a gasp. Just me, laughing, while surrounded by a phalanx of towering alien soldiers with weapons that hummed like coiled storms ready to break loose. But to explain why I laughed and why it mattered, I have to start at the beginning. The abduction that went wrong. The night sky over New Avalon City had been unusually clear. I remember that because I had been leaning against the balcony rail of my apartment, staring up at the stars while sipping instant coffee that tasted like burnt cardboard. I was thinking about the typical human nonsense, bills, deadlines, whether my coworker Celine liked me or was just being polite, and then the stars moved. Or rather, something behind them did. A ripple like heat shimmer passed across Orion's belt. The air around me tightened. The coffee mug vibrated in my hand. Before I could think of anything clever to say, a sphere of blue-white light swallowed me whole. I expected pain, or oblivion, or enlightenment. Instead, I woke up face down on a metallic floor that smelled faintly of citrus and machine oil. What? Where? A boot the size of my chest nudged me over. I looked up into 4 black eyes atop a tall, armored figure. Her armor was silver, marked with glowing lines of cobalt and gold. Her face was humanoid, but with sharper angles and a crown of bony crests running along her temples. She spoke in a language of soft clicks and resonant hums. The hilarious part? I understood none of it, but I got the tone. She was annoyed. Behind her, 3 smaller guards aimed oblong, pulsating rifles at me. The space around me vibrated oddly, as if the air itself was being tuned. Then the tall one touched a device on her wrist. A gentle buzz passed through the room. "Human," she said, now in perfect English. "State your designation." My brain should have been melting. I had been abducted by aliens, possibly about to die, and the first coherent thought I had was, wow, they have better translators than my planet. "My name?" I croaked. Elias Ward." She nodded once. "I am Commander Seraphine of the Xantharian Guard. You have been chosen as a subject of inquiry. Cooperate, and your termination probability will remain low." Termination probability. Now, a logical person would panic, scream, or bargain. I, however, was long past logical. Something in me snapped. I laughed. It was short at first, a nervous reflex, but the absurdity hit me all at once. The ridiculousness of being abducted right when rent was due, of being interrogated by what looked like the result of a romance novel cover model mixed with a mantis warrior queen, and the fact that she used the phrase, termination probability, like it was casual conversation. I laughed harder. The guards visibly tensed. Weapons hummed louder. And Commander Seraphine froze. Her 4 eyes narrowed. "Human," she said slowly. "Why are you laughing?" And that is the moment everything changed. To the stunned commander. Her question echoed through the chamber. The guards shifted uncertainly, glancing at their commander as if she'd violated protocol simply by asking. I tried to stop, but every time I made eye contact with one of the stoic, armored aliens holding a weapon that pulsed in sync with their heartbeat, the laughter came back. When I finally managed to speak, tears streaming from the corners of my eyes, I answered honestly. "Because this is the stupidest way I could possibly die." Silence. A heavy, suffocating silence. Seraphine stepped closer, until her shadow swallowed me. "Explain," she ordered. I swallowed, then muttered. "I mean, humans die from heart attacks, accidents, bad food, falling off ladders, and here I might get vaporized by aliens for no reason? That's absurd. If my life is going to end, I hoped for something meaningful. Or, at least cool." The guard stiffened. I thought this was when they'd kill me. Instead, Seraphine tilted her head. You believe death should have purpose, she said. Well, yeah. Doesn't everyone? Not in the Xantherian Empire, she replied. Purpose is assigned. Value is calculated. You are unusual. Unusual, not doomed. That felt like an upgrade. Her posture eased slightly. She tapped her wrist device again. Human Elias Ward, she said. You will follow me. 2 guards gripped my arms, not painfully but firmly, and guided me down a corridor illuminated by floating orbs of soft light. The architecture was elegant. Curved metallic arches, whisper-quiet mechanisms, walls that pulsed gently with a heartbeat-like rhythm. This ship is alive, I blurted out. Seraphine glanced back, mildly impressed.
Partially.
It is a hybrid construct, biomechanical. You perceive its resonance. I guess, I shrugged. It feels warm. Her 4 eyes widened slightly, an expression I would later recognize as surprise. We stopped before a door that melted open like liquid metal responding to her presence. Inside was a chamber filled with holographic displays, star maps, complex equations, and suspended crystalline spheres rotating in rhythmic harmony. This was no prison. It was a command center. Seraphine gestured for me to enter. We must determine why the Ascendant Spire selected you. Selected me? Wait, I said. I wasn't just randomly abducted. No sentient acquisition is random, she said sharply. The Spire chose you. As if to prove her point, a crystalline sphere floated down from above, hovering inches from my face. It chimed softly, like a distant bell underwater. For a moment, my vision tunneled. I saw flashes of stars bending, structures of impossible geometry, and diagrams only half comprehensible. I staggered. Seraphine caught me before I fell. Do not look directly at its patterns. You are not prepared. Well, that would have been a good warning a bit earlier, I muttered. Her upper pair of eyes blinked slowly. You continue to speak boldly despite risk. Honestly, I said, I'm terrified. But if fear's going to kill me, I'd prefer to go out annoyed. And then, swear on my life, Seraphine did something no one on her ship expected. She laughed. A soft, melodic trill, like vibrating crystal.